Hey friends, what's going on? This is David Potts with Song Notes, and today I have a lesson where I'm going to show you how to play the song I Walk the Line. Specifically, I'm going to be showing you the intro to this song. I'm going to be breaking this down into 3 different variations. First, I'm going to show you the simplest variation. It sounds like this. Only going to be worrying about the bass notes of this intro. It's important to learn though, because everything we add afterwards is going to be put on top of this foundation. Next, I'm going to talk about adding some simple chord strums into the intro. It sounds like this. We're going to take that bass note we already learned, the bass note variation, and add simple chord strums for the A, the D, the E, and the B7 into the bass line we already learned. And then finally, I'm going to show you this third variation. Where I'm going to take the bass line I already showed you, take the chord strumming I already showed you, but we're going to double up the strumming, so we get the down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And we're going to do some muted strumming, so we get this cool sound that sounds just like Johnny Cash. At the end of the day, you can start where your skill level currently is and build up from there. If you want to jump right into the third variation, that sounds great. But if nothing else, you can again get the PDF for this at my website, playsongnotes.com. It's all nicely put together for you, no matter which version you want to learn. And I also have the entire song with lyrics and chords. Even if you just want to do a strummy version, it exists in the PDF as well. So this is a great resource for you. So with that said, now let's dive on in. First, we're going to look at the first variation, and from there we'll build on things and we'll take you where you want to go. All right, let's do it. Okay, so to start things off with, let's look at the first variation here. And this is going to be the most simple, straightforward, approachable one. So if you've never learned this song before, I recommend starting here and wait till you have this under control, and then you can move on to variation 2 and variation 3, where we're going to bring in some more full chord strumming and some more of the boom-chicka, muted strumming stuff. Variation 1 is going to be focused only on the bass lines, right? So it's going to sound like this if we were to play it from beginning to end, so you know what you're in for. Okay, so what we're doing there is we're playing only one note at a time, and there's no chord strumming. This is important though, because this is the bass line that's going to be heard in all the other variations I'm going to show you. So this is really the foundation. You really want to have this under control. And the important skills we're going to learn here are basically the fingering we're going to use with our left hand to get those bass notes in the easy way, right? We're not going to make it hard on ourselves. So let's start off right away by looking at the first 4 notes here. And in the upper left part of the tab, we're going to start on the low E string, and we're going to go from open to 2nd fret to 4th fret, and then to open 5th string. Okay, so starting on the 6th string, open, 2nd, 4th to open on the 5th string, right? I'm doing all down strums. You want to get comfortable with just that initial climb. And there's a lot here that we can sort of take away. Well, number one is notice how our index finger on our left hand is going to be on the 2nd fret, and our ring finger on our left hand is going to be on the 4th fret. Okay, that's going to be a constant thing for just about all of these notes. 2nd fret on the index finger, right? 4th fret with the ring finger. 2nd fret with index, 4th fret with ring. The other one is basically this walk down, is you want to get comfortable with going up, and if you can, coming back down, right? Coming back down, I'm just reversing those notes. And that's a nice little exercise you can come up with, you can work out for yourself just right there, is basically going, right? Walk it up. Walk walk it down. And so on and so forth. And if we look at the next part of the measure, you know, the first full measure here, we're going to walk it up to the A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so that first measure, what we're doing, the first part there is we're alternating between the 5th and the 6th string, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is something you want to get comfortable with as well, especially with your picking hand, right? You want to go from that 5th to the 6th string, 5th to the 6th string, 5th to the 6th string, 5th to the 6th string. We're going to need to do this throughout this bass line. Sometimes we're going to be doing this from the 5th down to the 6th and back up. Other times it's reversed. It's from 6th to 5th and back down. And other times it's between the 4th and the 5th string. But it's still this main idea of going between two strings with a constant tempo. So before we move on, what you could do is take that initial lead in, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you could stay on this first 4 measures of the A, and when you're ready, walk it back up again. Do, do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, this might seem like a slow start to you, but the important part is these fundamentals, right? The alternating bass note with your right hand in a consistent pace, right? But then also the walking up. So now, if we look at the first full measure, we're going to go from the open 5th and open 6th strings. Then we're going to walk it up again on the 5th string. And we're going to end up on the 4th and 5th string for the D, okay? So the first, the lead-in measure and then the first A measure, and let's end it on the first note of the D, are going to sound like this, right? Okay, so it's a lot of the same stuff here. We're walking up from open to 2nd to 4th. We did it initially on the 6th string, now we're doing it on the 5th string, right? So it begins like this. And the next time we do it, it's on the 5th to the 4th string. Okay, so the second measure, or the second chord here, the D, it's basically going to alternate from the 4th to the 5th string. And those first 4 notes I'm just repeating here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get comfortable with this. And then when you're ready, learn the second part of this D, which is open, open, 4th, 2nd, and then end on an open 5th string, okay? So a lot of open 4th, 2nd, and then open on the next string. And you can do that again on the 5th string. Okay, so right there you have a lot of the building blocks you're going to need again. So the first two measures, first 2 chords in full are going to sound like this, right? All right, so this second line here, starting on the A, we're going to be on the 5th string to 2nd fret. This is our first sort of fretted, sort of alternating bass note here. 2nd fret of the 4th string. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to walk it down, right? Starting on the 5th string, going to 6th. Open, open, 4th, 2nd, open, right? So that A sequence again is. Okay, now this E measure is where things get a bit tricky in a certain sense. We're going to start on the E bass note, right? Open 6th string, go to the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Right, just the first 4 counts of that E measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get comfortable with that. Now these last 4 counts of this E measure are tricky because you're going to double up on a note. You're going to play the same note you just played, which hasn't happened so far when you're doing the alternating bass notes. So we're going to go open 2nd, 2nd, open 2nd, open. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So That last 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going from the 5th string, 2nd fret, to the open 6th string, 2nd fret 6th string, open 6th string, okay? So let's do the first 2 lines so far. Okay, so when you're practicing this, I really encourage you to break it into chunks and just get comfortable with the chunks before you keep adding on measures, okay? And this is a good stopping point. Now this B7 gets tricky because we're gonna be using our middle finger for the first time. Our middle finger is gonna go on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. And before we even play anything, I want you to get your index finger on the 1st fret of the 4th string, right? So get comfortable with these 2 notes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And from there, what we're gonna do is go from 2nd to open to 4th to 2nd to open, okay? So starting on the 5th string, we're gonna be 2nd fret to open, and then 6th string, 4th fret to 2nd fret to open, okay? And then we're through the hardest part there. So that B7 measure again is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Then we're in an E, right? And we stay on this E measure, this E chord, that is. Okay? And after doing the E sort of sequence for 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Then we start the whole thing over again. Hey everyone, one quick note I want to add here is when you're playing the intro, if you want to go ahead to the verse, you don't need to walk back up to A. You can just stay on E, okay? Stay on E, repeat this sort of boom, 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 and then you begin your verse. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. The reason I'm showing this walk back up to the A is it lets you repeat the intro, which makes it a really fun thing to play because you can just do bum bum bum. You can go through the whole intro, walk back up to A, and repeat the whole intro. So when you're practicing, that makes for a really great exercise, right? You turn it around, you keep it going, it's cyclical, you can have fun with it. But I wanted to call that out because if you're playing the full song, you just want to stay on E and you'll be good to go into the verse. So let me play this through beginning to end. I'm going to count it for you, okay? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so that's the first foundational part. Again, take it slow, and if nothing else, if you can get your index finger and your ring finger comfortable on the 2nd and 4th frets, that's going to do you a lot of good as you learn the rest of this sequence. So now moving on to variation 2, the difference here is we're going to start with the exact same thing, only we're going to add chord strums for the A, for the D, for the E, and for the B7, okay? Whenever they show up in the tab here. Let's look at the chords. A, okay? It's thinnest 5 strings, open, 2nd, 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 open. Okay? If this A is hard for you, if you're playing it like this and your fingers are feeling like they're crammed, what you can do is this triangle A. I have a lesson for it. It basically is, it's a way for sort of bigger fingers to be more comfortable on the fretboard here. So that's an A. You also can play the A by barring the 2nd fret on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. Leave the 5th string open. I have a lesson for this one as well. This can be handy, especially in variation 3, which I'll show you in a little bit. D chord, open, 2nd, 3rd, open. Okay. Standard open chord here, and then we'll need an E chord. All 6 strings, open, 2nd, 2nd, 1st, open, open. And then finally a B7 chord. You need this one, and it might be a tricky one for you, but it's not a bar chord, right? It's going to be on the 5th string, 2nd fret, with our second fret with our middle finger, index finger up here on the first fret of the fourth string, and then ring finger on second fret of the third string. Start off with just those 3 notes. Get comfortable with those. Practice going between an E and those 3 notes, right? And when you're ready with the B7, you're gonna add your pinky on the second fret of the high E string. So second, first, second, open, second. That's our B7. Only wanna play the thinnest 5 strings. Now you want to get good with these chords and you want to be able to switch to them comfortably. And I have a whole lesson just on E and A and B7 and walking between them, which is a really important skill to have. Now from there, what we're going to do is take exactly what we already learned, but we're going to add in each measure a strum of the chord on the 2 count and on the 4 count. Okay, it's as simple as that. Now the hard part is actually getting your fingers from going in sort of, just individual note mode and then getting into the chord position in time, right? That's going to be what we're going to learn here. Now, how I would approach learning this is take it 1 chord at a time, right? And then sort of get comfortable with that and then put the whole sequence together. And here's what I mean by that. For the A, what we can practice is doing this. Practice walking up on the 6th string, open 2nd, 4th, to the open 5th string, get to the A chord, strum. Okay? And just worry about that. Take it slow. Don't be in a hurry to do that strum. You want to have it nice and, do it at a pace you can manage it first. Eventually, you want to do it something that's sort of in time, right? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And from there, what you can do is add the sort of alternating bass note, but keep your chord position the same and stay on the chord, right? So don't make your way through the whole riff yet. And here's what I mean by that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So that's giving us 2 things to practice. One is it's practicing this sort of transition from the bass notes chord, right? To getting our left hand from doing bass note stuff to chord stuff. And it's giving our right hand practice on going from alternating bass notes when we're in a chord position, right? We're playing the A chord, we can go from 5th string to 6th string, and 5th string to 6th string. I'm doing a strum in between each, right? And this keeps my left hand, my chord hand still, but it's my right hand that's getting the practice. And you're going to take the same approach and use it on the next sequence. And just practice doing this D like this, right? I'm going from 4th string to 5th string, and 4th string to 5th string, and 4th string and 5th string. And get into it again, right? So repeat just 1 chord as much as you want. Once you have 2 chords down, you can go from the A to the D and the A to the D and just do that over and over again, right? But then you want to, go from the D and go back to the A. Now the second time we get to the A, the difference is our alternating bass note is going to go from the 5th string to the 4th string. Which is a little bit of a different feel, but you want to get comfortable with it. And we're going to go down to the E. Right? Get comfortable with this. 6th string to 5th string, repeats. Now, this tricky part on this E measure here is we're going to do a okay, so bass 6th string, 5th string, 5th, 6th, 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 5th, then to the B7, which I just did. Okay, so again with the B7, the important part is you want your middle finger to hit that 2nd fret of the 5th string to start the B7 measure. And I actually noticed I'm using my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd half of that measure that comes before it, right? The E measure. Because my middle finger is on the 2nd fret of the E chord, right? So 6th string, 6th string, 5th string, 5th, 6th. Okay? So B7 is from the 5th string to the 4th string, right? Then the walk down, then a regular 6th to 5th string. Okay, so that's going to be the 2nd variation there. And lastly, we're going to look at the 3rd one. And the 3rd one, again, it's mostly the same. The only difference is we're going to be bringing in muted strumming. And we're going to be bringing in the boom-chicka, right? So we're going to bring in an up strum on the and count that follows the 2 and follows the 4, right? So things I'll say though about this one are, well, here's what it sounds like first, right? Okay, so what was going on there? 2 things I'm doing differently, or 3 things really. One is for the A, I'm really doing this barred approach here. The reason why is I'm only sort of playing the thickest couple strings anyway. I'm not doing a full ringy A, I'm just doing a, right, 5th, 4th, 3rd string. And if I'm doing that, I might as well just keep it easy on my left hand and do this bar right here. The other thing I'm doing is on the and count, like I said, I'm going to be going 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 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 and... So that's down, down, up, 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 down, down, up. That's on the A. On the D, that would be down, down, up, 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 down, down, up. And on the E, that would be down, down, up, 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 down, down, up. And finally the B7. Whoops. Okay, so it's 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. That's the important part about your strumming timing. Now, lastly, there's the muted strumming, which is going to come from us taking our sort of fleshy part of our right hand right here and sort of leaning it into the strings, right where they touch the pegs, kind of, right? And if you were to take an open E string and gently put your finger on the string and play it, it just sounds nice and sort of muted, right? Instead of that, we're gonna get this. And we're gonna kind of do that with all the chords and notes we're playing. And it's tricky because you don't want to mute it too much, because then you won't hear anything. You won't hear anything at all, but you move it to the bottom. And I have a whole lesson on this I can link to as well, but this is basically what we're gonna do. So the whole thing would sound like this, right? right, so that's basically going to be it. With this one, with this last variation, I would take it slow, add one thing at a time. Just worry about the down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Just worry about that on its own. Then bring in the muted strumming if that's what you want to, the sound you want to go for. But you want to make sure you have your other pieces in place. So that's going to be it for this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my full lesson on I Walk the Line and get the PDF on my website, playsongnotes.com. It's a great way to learn this intro as well as the entire song. So thanks for all of you who have requested this song and all of you who have been patient as you've waited for me to put together this PDF. I hope it's helpful for you, and I hope you're able to play this song to the extent that you want to. But with that said, I'm going to take off now. Bye-bye, my friends. Take care.